Lion Princess here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my initial thoughts on the new Disney Pixar movie, Onward. This will be spoiler-free until towards the end of the video, where I will put a disclaimer up saying that I'm about to talk about spoilers. So don't worry if you haven't seen the movie yet. So, for starters, this movie is very visually stunning. At this point, we'd really expect nothing less from Pixar, and they no doubt deliver. Now, just from the trailers, I had a feeling that this particular movie would be an interesting one. I wasn't certain just how much I would like it, but I have to say, for me, it definitely didn't disappoint. This sweet story of family and brotherhood was a really heartwarming, fun adventure. This story was kind of a tricky one to tell because it could have gone way wrong. And I'm sure for the creators, it was a pretty daunting task, seeing as this story is so close to home for the director. Though I know that this movie is getting some bad feedback, as you've all probably seen, but well, I think all of that is stupid. People have this unrealistic expectation of Pixar nowadays, and if the movie doesn't just knock your socks off, Pixar is apparently losing their touch. Which, again, is absolutely stupid. Though I can't say Onward is my favorite Pixar movie, it does now hold a place in my heart. And I do feel like this is going to be one of those movies that doesn't get that great feedback on its initial release, but give it a few years and I think people will look on it far more fondly. There is just something about this movie that I couldn't bring myself to dislike it in any way. Sure, it has some minor flaws just like any movie does, but overall I thought it was a nice, engaging, fun story. And though I haven't gone through the same kind of experience as the protagonists of the story have, I definitely have a big personal connection with this movie. I think this movie really shines through with its characters. My favorite is definitely Barley, the older brother. I absolutely love both of the brothers, no doubt, but once you get a little more of Barley's backstory, he absolutely really shines. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for the spoiler-free portion here. I know I didn't really say that much, but there isn't really a whole lot that I can say without spoiling. Okay, so to go in more detail about Barley and why I just love his character. For starters, he never once gets mad at his younger brother or gets jealous that his younger brother can do magic and not him, even though Barley's the one who's into magic and not Ian. It would have been so easy to have a moment where they fight and Barley's just like, why did it have to be you that was able to bring Dad back and not me? Why can't I do magic? You don't even like magic. But no, he is nothing but supportive and happy for Ian. And he uses his knowledge of magic to help Ian. He even sacrifices Guinevere when he really shouldn't have had to. And even when Ian gets mad at him, he doesn't fight back. Honestly, I have to say, I know some people are gonna be upset with the way this movie ended, that, you know, Ian wasn't able to see his dad or talk to him, and that the dad was only there for like a couple seconds. But honestly, I thought it was a perfect ending. The movie perfectly illustrated that Barley was the one without a father figure, and that he was the one that actually needed to talk to their dad. He needed it. Ian wanted it. And sure, you could argue that he needed it too. But Ian says it himself. He had someone that was there for him. Barley didn't. He had to be the older brother. He was the one who always had to help Ian and help their mom with whatever was needed. He's the one who had to step up. And the movie furthers this idea by showing that Barley is sort of in a state of limbo, not knowing what to do with his life, being stuck in the past, retreating to the fantasy world of his tabletop game. Sure, Ian never had a father, but Barley had a father and lost him. And not only that, but Barley didn't even get to say goodbye to his dad because he was understandably too scared at that young age. That's not to say Ian wasn't an interesting character to have as our protagonist. In fact, I'm glad he is, because if he wasn't, it would be way more obvious way sooner that Barley was the one that needed to really see their dad. I'm sure some people are gonna think it's odd that Ian is so unsure of himself and so self-conscious when the people around him don't really hate him. We see him invite some of his school classmates to his birthday party, but he's super nervous and anxious about it when he doesn't really have to be. They want to come. But honestly, it brings a lot more depth to his character. His anxiety is all in his head. And there are people who are really like that. Everyone sees the world a bit differently, and depending on the person's perspective, they can see conversations and things go down a lot differently than what actually happens. This is all complemented by his need for validation, asking if their dad was like him at his age, and constantly looking for the male role model in his life that was never there, thinking that is the missing piece. All in all, I thought Onward was a really interesting movie. It turned out to be a lot better than I expected it to be. And after Pixar doing a lot of sequels and things like that, it is nice to see them get back to an original story. But in any case, what did you guys think of Onward? Who was your favorite character and what were some of your favorite moments? Thanks for watching and see you guys next time.